Okay, so the first four episodes of Daredevil Born Again are out right now, and as a huge fan of the original show, I knew I had to check this one out. There's just one underlying problem that I've been having with the show.
You know that cheesesteaks are great in Philly. What? I think that the best is one that I found. It's actually right outside of the city. Huh? The Angelos in King of Prussia. Cashman was kind enough to drive down there and pick me one up for lunch.
Okay. Hey guys, what's going on? It is me, Punk Yoshi or Alberto. Welcome back to the video. Before you rush to the comments and write a really strongly worded letter about how I am factually wrong and Born Again is the most graphic content that Marvel has ever produced, I implore you to at least just watch the video. And I promise you, this is not coming from a place of malice. I do genuinely love the show so far, faults and all. I was going to make this video last week, but I wanted to wait a little bit and wait for episode 4, just to hold off and see if anything changes within that episode. But I think with episode 4, my point still stands. As of right now, we are halfway through the series. There are still 5 episodes left, so things could dramatically change in the next couple episodes. They even teased Kingpin and Daredevil reprising their darker halves. But even then, I am willing to bet that this show is going to feel like CoComelon. Okay, obviously not CoComelon, but it's just hard for me to shake the feeling that Disney hasn't gotten their muddy hands all over this IP. That's with having such gruesome characters like Punisher and Kingpin. Heck, I'm willing to say that Kingpin was borderline a joke in Hawkeye. There's just no comparing the dark melodic tone of the original Netflix run. It makes a new one feel like a Disney Channel show. Obviously these first 3 episodes have been spent with the arcs of Kingpin and Matt Murdock trying to resist their darker halves. So I don't blame them for keeping this PG. I actually genuinely had to check the maturity rating for this show, and to my surprise it's actually TVMA, which is the equivalent to rated R. That rating has to be from the later episodes, because the most gruesome thing that's happened was White Tiger getting the short end of the stick, twice. But yet, there still is hope. Jon Bernthal, the actor for Punisher, actually declined coming back to the show when they first offered him the position because he read the script and it was doggy doo-doo. He now agreed after the creative overhaul and have actually given him permission to edit and alter the script for his scenes, since he felt like the original screenplay would have had the audience hate what they've done to the character of Punisher.
I used that pussy ass word my entire life. You don't put it in my mouth, you understand?
I just know damn well he snuck that pussy in. So I'm pretty positive that we're about to get some really dark themes. There's also the main villain of the season, which his name is Muse, and he uses blood and body parts to create art. Kinda like Professor Pig from the Arkhamverse. A very dark villain. I just hope they don't Disneyify it, if you know what I mean. And I feel like they will because there's some really graphic content that Muse does in the comics. And Disney has failed us time and time again. I think we're at the point where people are getting superhero fatigue from all the junk food and mush that they've been feeding us recently. That's not to say that we're not getting good content. Guardians 3 and Deadpool and Wolverine are the only movies that I've had enjoyment in past Endgame. Marvel was so smart bringing the Netflix crew onto the sacred timeline. Middle school me, watching Daredevil on my iPad, would absolutely geek out to find out that Daredevil would get a full budget reboot in the Big 25. It's sad that they had to resort to a project that Marvel got right, something that they had no influence in and they weren't able to Disneyify it. Now I just gotta hope and pray that they don't mess this one up either. There are a ton of writers and showrunners that came back from the Netflix era, so this is as close to authentic that we'll get from the big Mickey Mouse. They did not disappoint with Deadpool and Wolverine, and that movie was rated R. I just don't want to get my hopes up and this show to end up like Hawkeye or She-Hulk. Legit, the only show that I can claim to the same status as Guardians 3 and Deadpool and Wolverine is Loki, which is S tier. Everything else that's come out from Marvel shows fall under B, C, D, or even F tier for me. I know I'm strongly opinionated when it comes to this, and heck, I might even make a video if that's something you guys will want to see. But come on, look at me in the eye and tell me that shows like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Agatha All Along, and Moon Knight, compared to Jessica Jones, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and even Daredevil. I'd even go as far as say that Luke Cage, Defenders, and Runaways have more soul than WandaVision, but that's debatable. I could totally be a grandpa telling kiddos to get off my lawn, or I could be screaming at a wall, but honestly, I don't care. That's just how I feel. Prove me wrong, Marvel. Prove me wrong. Do something. Nah, I'm just playing. Again, I do want to reiterate that I do genuinely love Daredevil Born Again and find genuine enjoyment in every episode that comes out. The story is engaging, the characters naturally develop, and I'm excited to see Matt and the Punisher finally pick up that mantle again. If done right and not very fanservice-y, it'd be very cool to see the Defenders show up. I think there's a good chance that we see Jessica Jones pop up in a post-credit scene for the finale of the season. Can you guys believe that we're only 2 movies away from Avengers Doomsday? Honestly, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like back in the earlier days of the MCU, there would be a lot of setup for the Avengers movies. But this time around, with the whole King thing falling through, we don't know much about Doom, except for small teases that we're getting right about now. Latvia was mentioned in the latest episode of Daredevil, but I'm not sure if that's a connection to Doom's Latveria. Thunderbolts the movie feels like it's gonna be very disconnected from the rest of the MCU, which only leaves Fantastic Four to set up for Avengers Doomsday. I don't think we're gonna be getting another Kingpin car scene, but it'd be nice to see some more traditional Daredevil fighting. That first scene where Matt fought Bullseye, it was very impressive, but there was like only 2 drops of blood on his lip, and I'm willing to bet there would be more blood splatter from falling from this height. It looked like he landed on a bouncy castle, come on. Seeing the court scenes are very cool though, and always a delight. Flashback to Punisher's trial in season 2. Even the subtle themes of him struggling with balancing his religion with his nighttime job and even his daytime job are not present in the reboot. But yeah, I guess we're gonna have to wait and see if they're gonna provide the mature content that Daredevil and Punisher are known for. I know that since this is a part of Disney Plus, and Disney knows that there's a lot of impressionable children on Disney, they like to play it safe. I was actually genuinely surprised with some of the jokes from Deadpool and Wolverine, so props to them. We're just gonna have to wait and see if Daredevil Born Again follows in those same footsteps. And before I end this video off, I have to say, the original Daredevil intro is so much better than this Disney Plus one. I'm sorry. But with that, I'm gonna end off today's video. What'd you guys think of this topic? Am I bugging, or is this valid? We're about to see tomorrow if it still stands, but regardless, this was still a fun video to make. If you guys did enjoy and want to see more content, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It goes a long way for a small YouTuber like myself. As always, my name has been Alberto, or Pancake Yoshi. I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye bye.